This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Entertainment Hour here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am your host, Dragon Viper. Next to me is my co-host, Chris Mabry. How are you doing, Chris?
I am good. How's everybody doing?
And I'm doing good. I mean, it surprised me because that it's Friday already, because it's been such a busy week that last night I'm like, what day is it? Oh, it's Thursday. I gotta start setting topics. So I completely even forgot what day it was. So I hope these are some good topics that we're going to talk about. And so we're going to go ahead and get this going. Chris, like every time we're on here, we talked about the shows here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network, and go ahead and talk about them.
So, like tonight's Entertainment Hour, Monday, I think we decided to move Between the Ropes on Monday. Monday's at 10 Central, 8 Pacific. Tuesdays will be C2C Rankum, and I believe Saturday will be either this week or next week, NFL or Morning Tailgate. So that's kind of where we're standing so far.
All right, thank you there, Chris. And just keep an eye on the Entertainment Network. We're gonna, we're trying to bring some old people back, me included, especially for Between the Ropes. So, I should probably start watching wrestling a little more than I have lately, so I could be back on the show. Just keep your eyes open and watch out for any new updates on any new shows, and even the continued ones we've had for years like this. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and go on to celebrity news. There were a couple deaths over the week. We have Daniel Spencer, and I honestly don't know who either one of these people are, but we do talk about, people and entertainment. And so I figured we'd go ahead and talk about this. So anyway, Daniel Spencer, she was Dee Thomas on the show, What's Happening, which is a 1970 show. So yeah, definitely not in my era, definitely before me. So, she passed away at the age of 60. From gastric cancer and heart attack. So, that's a terrible way to go right there. Having both of those and passing away. And I have no idea. Like I said, I've never watched the show, never even heard of it. But I'm sure, the viewers on here, there's got to be somebody that has. My mom included, which... she should be on any time. And then we have Billy Houghton, which I'm sure you probably know who it is. I have no idea. But he was the longest living NFL player until he just passed away. He played for the Green Bay Packers from 1952 to 59. He played for the Cleveland Browns from, in the year 1959. Then he played for the Cowboys from 1960 to 1963. He passed away at the age of 95, and there is no known reason for it. So, I mean, being 95, I'm assuming, natural causes. So anyway, it's a sad thing. Always sad when, people pass away, but those are the couple I did. And, I did write down. And I had one saved, because it just happened a little while ago, but there was another person that passed away. I'm sure I'll probably mention it, next time.
I saw it too. I think he was on General Hospital.
Yes, he was on General Hospital. So, but anyway, so yeah, he did pass away as well. And do you have anything to say about these two that passed away?
It's sad with anybody passes away. They'll be missed, and hopefully there's no more we have to talk about for a while.
Yeah, no, it's a sad thing in the entertainment world. And then, the other news I have isn't really entertainment, but it was something that I happened to see that is noteworthy to, talk about. This one, so a 10-year-old girl, she is a chess player. She ended up going to a tournament in Liverpool, England, and she ended up facing a Grandmaster champion, which, if you're a Grandmaster champion, I don't know about here in the United States, but in England and those countries, if you are unbeatable, it's like in the title, you are a Grandmaster champion. Well, this 10-year-old ended up beating this Grandmaster champion, who is 60 years old. So, and the thing is they had somebody who was 10 years old a long time ago, who beat, I think it was the first time somebody that young ended up beating a Grandmaster champion. But she ended up this one here that I'm talking about now, ended up being a record breaker because she's 6 months younger than the other person. So I figured that was kind of interesting. Do you play chess at any point?
I've played a little here and there. I'm not really good at it. I kind of know the rules and all that, but it's complicated.
Well, me, I was on both sides of this. With chess, I played it at some point, and then I turned into one of those people that would secretly play it, but call them, I tease people for it, call them nerds and stuff like that. But I did, so I was on both sides. I was really good at it. So, for somebody to be that good, to face somebody who's 60 years old and very hard to beat, and she beat him, beat this guy, wow, that's impressive. And then the other story I have is also, actually, I kind of find it funny with this one. So Barbie and Ken have been out for decades. Just decades. Mattel, owns them, things like that. So there's a guy, just randomly, whose name is Ken. He
Mhm.
has a podcast called Coffee with Ken, and I believe it's on YouTube if I read it correctly.
I'm sure
But
it's everywhere.
yeah,
YouTube, whatever.
well, we're on YouTube and Facebook and whatever. But
Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
so anyway, this guy he's got a podcast called Coffee with Ken. He was attempting to trademark it because that way nobody could steal his idea, things like that. Well, all of a sudden everything was going fine, everything was getting approved when Mattel heard wind of it
Oh
and
no.
put a stop to it. And they came out of nowhere and objected the trademark. So there's this big thing where Ken stands there, and I mean he's upset, and he goes and he fights them in court, fights Mattel in court. But Mattel actually told the guy that the name Ken actually belongs to them. That they, pretty much own the name Ken. And so I thought this was interesting, kind of funny, but it's all thanks to the Ken doll. So Mattel, I mean, it seems like from the article I read, it seems like that things have finally settled down, but yeah, I couldn't believe it, and even Ken's sitting there going, this is ridiculous, as there are thousands of guys named Ken all across the world, and you're coming after me. So he said he's not changing his name. And obviously Mattel doesn't own the name. So he's going to continue on with trying to get that trademark. But I thought it was an interesting story to read about.
That's not the last or the first or the last I've heard of companies going after stuff like that. I know, like, I think it's Law and Order. You know, the that they play.
Yeah, it is.
It's trademark.
What?
Yeah, they trademarked it.
Wow. So you can't trademark and go da da because they own it.
Like if you play the song and I guess you play. I don't know.
That's crazy. Some businesses, I don't get it.
I,
And then Gene Carlson, my mom has come in saying, "Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
Wow.
All good. We just started, so you're not really that late."
Nope.
And then there was a third story that I actually didn't write down, but I did read it. So back in March, and I mentioned about it back in March on here. But
Mm-hmm.
Sean Kingston, who, those of us that know who Sean Kingston is, he sang Beautiful Girls. And then there was another song that just slipped my mind, but it was big time for him as well. Anyway, so back in March, him and his mom decided that they were going to go and do a trying to wire money into a fake business. And it wasn't just money, it was jewels, it was luxurious cars. What they were doing was they were going to businesses and saying, "Hey, we're working for this company, we're accepting donations. If you would like to help, please, we'd appreciate it." And so they end up making about I can't remember if it was $1 million or $1 billion, but they ended up making big money off of this. And because it was a fake business, it ended up becoming fraud, which is a federal crime. So they went to court. Everything went on, and in the news today, I think it was today or yesterday, but so Sean Kingston's mom ended up getting sentenced to 5 years in prison for committing this crime. Sean Kingston himself was supposed to be in there for 6 years. But his attorneys have turned around and begged the judge, saying, well, Sean Kingston's not a bad guy. He made a big mistake. We understand that. But we feel because he has never been in trouble, we want the sentence lower down. And if it's a possibility, can we get it lowered to like a year and a half to 2 years? So the judge pretty much, took it under advisement and said, well, I'll meet you guys in the middle, 2.5 years. So Sean Kingston will be in prison for 2.5 years for that crime he had committed. So I thought that was interesting too. I mean, and then on top of that, because he's only getting 2.5 years, the judge did go and mention that when he gets out, because they're also trying to get him out earlier so that he could be on house arrest. But when he gets out, he was told by the judge that he has to start finding an actual job. He has to go and find a job that will pay him 30 hours or more. So, he could still be a musician, but he'll have to have a regular job. So
I wonder why is that, just curious.
On why you did that?
No, like why did the judge say, you just need a regular job?
Because when before this happened, was actually helping the community. He was out there, donating stuff, helping the homeless. And the judge feels that when he gets out, he can still contribute to the community. And in order to contribute, the best way to contribute to the community would be getting a job, a normal job. So he's Sean and his mom has to pay back everything and spend time in prison, and then that's his part. What he has to do is help the community by getting a job for 30 hours or more a week. So anyway, I mean, what do you have anything on any of those 3 stories I mentioned?
Not much. I still think it's crazy that about the trademark thing. That still baffles me a little bit, but
it's insane. So
insane.
I mean, the guy even mentioned there are thousands of Kens and Kenneths in this world, not just the U.S., but the entire world, and they want to go after this guy. So yeah, so that's absolutely insane. And maybe Mattel was like, we're not being heard of lately. Maybe we want to, throw a monkey wrench out there and then bring our name, our business back out there. I don't know, but that was ridiculous. So, all right, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna move on to Where Are They Now? And the movie that was chosen was Young Guns. And so, and I don't know if you've ever seen it. Have you seen that movie?
I've heard of it, but I don't know if I've watched it.
It has Lou Diamond Phillips. It has Kiefer Sutherland. It has Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. And they go and, I mean, they're portraying the past Westerners like Billy the Kid, Doc Holliday, people like that. And it's supposed to be kind of like a serious movie, but a spoof at the same time. But anyway, and before I move on, Mom says, asked what's the trademark. The trademark pretty much was this guy named Ken wanted to have his podcast titled Coffee with Ken, and Mattel came out and everything was fine. Everything was getting approved. Mattel came out and said that they owned the name Ken and that this other Ken guy is not allowed to use the name Ken when trademarking his podcast. So anyway, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that's still.
Yeah, it's still baffling.
That still baffles me. Yeah.
But anyway, so where are they now? Young Guns. We have Emilio Estevez, who played Billy the Kid. Emilio's still out there acting, directing. He's being selective on his roles while he's acting. We all know that he's on the third Mighty Ducks movie that came out within the last few years. I mean, there's proof right there. He's still got it. He's still going, and that's what he's doing. Kiefer, I can't even talk. Kiefer Sutherland, who played Doc Holliday. Obviously, even him, he's still acting. In fact, there's a new movie coming out called 24, and it's based off I believe it was Netflix, but it's based off the Netflix show. Anyway, so he's still acting. And then this is what I had no idea about this, but he is actually a singer. And he has his own band. I didn't get a chance to see what his band name was, but he is currently touring with his band and promoting his music. So I never knew he was a singer. That threw me off. And then hold on a sec. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. He's a singer now that he was once in the entertainment industry. And
so anyway, then we have Lou Diamond Phillips, who plays Jose Chavez E. Chavez, which I didn't understand the second, E. Chavez. Maybe it was a spoof, just joking around, but that's the character he plays. And for those that don't know who Lou Diamond Phillips is, if anybody's seen the movie La Bamba, he's the main character as Richie Valens on there. So anyway, Lou Diamond Phillips is even still acting. And he's actually a writer. Wrote some novels. One of his novels that he's written was called The Tinderbox. So, anybody's a big reader, wants to read something that Lou Diamond Phillips went and wrote, go ahead and check that out. And then we have finally Charlie Sheen, who was Richard Brewer. And everybody knows the history with Charlie Sheen, drugs, and other, bad habits that he was addicted to, alcohol, etc., etc. He's still working on his sobriety, so he's been through rehab. He's been getting in a lot of trouble. But yeah, he's still working on sobriety, still going to rehab, I believe. And then he, let's see, he's, been he's changed his ways. He is being a good parent now. I believe they said he has twins, so he's being a good parent to them, and he's back in it acting. In fact, he's doing a project right now, filming for a movie. And he also has his own book that was released. It's called The Book of Sheen, and it's just a documentary about him. And he has a rock and roll album, which, again, had no idea Charlie Sheen was a singer. Never heard him sing, but he's even got his own band. And his rock album is called Savage. And he's also going to be on Netflix in a documentary about his life. So he's been busy, been a very busy guy.
When he was getting high all the time, and he did that whole winning.
Oh, yeah.
And then he made a meme out of it.
Yeah. So so again, Charlie Sheen's been real busy. Again, the thing that surprised me is the fact of him having an actual rock album. So now I'm going to have to try and check that out and see how if he's actually a good singer. So but anyway, that's where they're at right. I can't even talk. So, but that's where they're at nowadays and what they're doing. Okay, and here's some facts about the movie Young Guns. I do want to point out that I went down to, and I probably mentioned this before, last year, but I went down to Tucson to go visit my parents and my kid. And I ended up going on this tour in the town of Tombstone. They had a movie set tour. And one of the movie set tours spots that they had was Young Guns, where they actually filmed the movie. So I was actually happy to see, where they actually filmed some of the movie. But for people that did watch it, all of the fight scenes in that movie were not even choreographed. They were all ad-libbed. So, they'd walk up and all of a sudden they start fighting each other, and, it was all improvised. It was ad-libbed. They added it into the movie. Which, you're dealing with 4 top, actors. So they know very well their spots to pick. They know what they're doing. And then we have Emilio Estevez, who was actually depressed going throughout the filming. He had just broken up with his girlfriend, so he's trying to film, deal with his lines and things like that after his broken relationship. And then you have Lou Diamond Phillips, who ended up playing a prank on him. So that ended up cheering him up, and from my understanding, he was a funny guy.
Lou Diamond Phillips, is he the native?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy that played La Bamba, played Richie Valens on La Bamba, if you've seen that.
I don't think I've seen La Bamba.
Okay.
I know who it is, so if it's,
yeah.
I think I did.
And then and speaking of La Bamba, at night the actors would actually get together, hang out, have bonfires, things like that, get drunk. So while they were drunk, they would sing and dance and stuff like that. Then they'd go and make Lou Diamond Phillips start playing like he was on the movie La Bamba. They would talk him into being like Richie Valens, like you did on the movie, and he would start singing Richie Valens songs. So I actually kind of think that was funny, to have him go back in time and do Richie Valens songs. And for those that haven't seen La Bamba, it just basically is, documentary of Richie Valens, how he became famous as a teenage singer, and and how he passed away in a well, I'm not gonna announce how, and spoil it. So anyway, um, then so there's a point in that movie where the all four guys had just had peyote, and so they woke up the next morning. They're out of it. They're on their horses and they're going along this Indian village, this native village. And Doc, who is played by Kiefer Sutherland, had like a rag or something on his face, a towel or something. The reason for that is because they had to have a stand-in do that part because Kiefer ended up leaving the set early that morning to go be with his wife because his wife was having a baby. So they end up having a stand-in and on that part. And then the other thing that I ended up having was Charlie Sheen. It's hard to do a movie if you're terrible at something, and I don't know if he was on anything back then, but he ended up every time he ended up on a horse, he fell off. He could not get his balance to be on a horse. The horse would start walking or start trotting, and Charlie Sheen would fall off. Just could not stand or couldn't sit on a horse. Which I think it's funny. I've been on a horse a couple times, never fell off. Unless not a lot of people seem to fall off unless your name is Charlie Sheen. Then you're falling off a lot of things. But anyway, and then at one point, the fans there was a point where in the movie they take peyote, and then they hallucinate things like that. Fans have always asked, and I guess they continue to ask to this day, is that real peyote that they were using? And the answer is no. It really wasn't. And to be honest, I can't see them actually really doing it, and the producers and directors allowing them to really use that stuff. It was actually cream of mushroom soup that they were using. So I mean, you'd have to actually watch it in order to know a little more of what I'm talking about.
Right.
And then another one I have is which I didn't know, was Lou Diamond Phillips is actually afraid of heights. He, during the shooting of the movie, he moved very slowly on a 30-foot high cliff because of the fact he is afraid of heights. And I don't blame him. I am too. So I probably would move slowly too at that point.
Oh yeah.
Especially a 30-foot high cliff. Yeah, no, thank you. Definitely not doing it. I would have a stunt double do it. Just no way. And then the last thing I have about this movie is the fact that, and this is I didn't even know this, but the guy that was running the Gatling gun, he was the Gatling gun operator, was actually Randy Travis that did it. So he made a cameo in that movie, and it was Randy Travis that actually ran that gun. So I thought that was kind of funny because I had no idea at that point. And then, so I mean, that's pretty much all I have. I'm sorry it was a movie that you hadn't seen, so I know.
No, it's good.
You really should see it. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, Young Guns and Young Guns 2.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think next time I'll send a movie title, and if you've seen it, then it makes it a little easier for you.
Right.
So, all right, and then we're gonna move on to this day in entertainment history. I only have 3 things because the rest of it really, I mean, the rest of it mostly was this TV station in Ohio debuted, or Louisiana, or this radio station. And so I just did a few things. So this day in 1965, and I'm sure my mom remembers this, even though she was only 4. She was about to turn. Wait, no, 6. She was actually 3, turning 4. But anyway, the Beatles played to their largest crowd of over 55,000 people at Shea Stadium in New York City. So, I mean, it was a big deal back then, 55,000. Now you look at Shea Stadium, you look at, any event, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people. So, but it was a big thing for them back then. 1979, the old version of Apocalypse Now, which was directed, and I'm going to chop this up because my mom laughs at me every time I do this, but it was directed by Francis Ford Coppola, whatever, Nicolas Cage's uncle. So it stars Marlon Brando, Robert Duvall, and Martin Sheen. It was released, like I said, on this day in 1979. And the last thing I have is in 2017, Daniel Craig, who played one of the 007 movies back in the late 2010s, or I guess it'd be mid at this point. But anyway, he confirmed that he would be playing James Bond one more time. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I had for history. So, and then the question I have for you, like we have every week, I somehow come up with questions. So my question to you is, if you had your own band, and you could name your band anything you wanted. I mean, I just read something earlier where there was a band named The THE space THE. Yeah. So yeah, people are getting creative or weird or something. But so if you can name your band anything, what would it be?
I don't know.
Caught you on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be anything you wanted. Because clearly people have been doing that lately.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. I'll do
What
mine.
what would yours be? What would yours be?
Mine, everybody that knows me has a really good idea of what mine would be. It would be the Dragon Viper Band. So, like I said, if people that know me and know me very well would have probably guessed something along those lines. But yes, the Dragon Viper Band. So I thought that was kind of a creative question, coming up with things.
Yeah.
So And then we're going to go ahead and move on to celebrity birthdays. Yay! Everybody likes this one.
Yep.
So today, and Mom, I don't know if you're still watching, but I know you like this too. So anyway, the first one we got today, she played on Hunger Games. She was actually the lead actress on that movie. She was Raven on X-Men movies. Jennifer Lawrence.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go low and say 52.
Ouch. Have you seen Hunger
Oh,
Games or X-Men?
yes, I've seen Hunger Games.
Does she look like she could be 52?
No.
37.
Sarah is closer.
Okay.
No, she actually turned 35 today.
Okay.
You said you were gonna start low.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. Then we have Deborah Messing from who played Grace on the TV show Will and Grace. If you ever seen the TV show.
Yes. Question mark? I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Well, I mean, well, you're actually close on that one.
Okay.
So you're not far off, like the first one. No, Deborah Messing is now 57. So 60's close, but yeah, 57 years old today. And then Mom must have gotten cut off or something. And then we have Pat Priest, who was Marilyn Munster from the TV show Munsters back in, I don't know, 60s, 70s, something like that. But anyway, yeah, Pat, I guess it's Patricia Priest. I wouldn't know either if I didn't have the answer. I just know my mom probably would have had a good idea, but
67, I don't know.
Well, she would like you for that one. Actually, her age, or she just turned 89.
Okay.
So, and then I don't like this band. I think they're annoying, and they're almost as annoying as Hanson. The Jonas Brothers.
They're not that annoying.
Joe Jonas.
I'm gonna say 40.
You're close. You're close.
36.
Actually, Sarah got it. It's he's turning 36 years old today. So, and it's like Hanson is Children of the Corn. I call them Children of the Corn Junior. So,
Ow. No love for them. All right.
Yeah. Then we have the one, the only Ben Affleck. Good old former Benifer.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because he was with Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, I thought it was Aniston.
You thought what?
I thought Aniston.
Oh no.
And
Oh no. He's never been with Jennifer Aniston.
Who?
Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Has he?
And he was with. They were called Bennifer.
Yeah, because of Jennifer. I just said it. Garner. Either her or Jennifer Lopez.
He was with Jennifer Lopez too.
Yeah. Anyway, so Ben Affleck.
55.
Oh no, you're right. They've never dated. Wasn't Jennifer Aniston.
You're close. Ben Affleck's age is 53. So he's younger than I thought. I thought he was at least in his late 50s. But nope. And then, have you seen Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
I've seen the movie, maybe not that specific one, but I've seen the others. Yeah.
This guy was also in Me, Myself, and Irene. But anyway, Anthony Anderson.
Set 70? I don't know. I really don't know.
No, not that old. Anthony Anderson's actually turned 55. So, and then we have you seen the movie The Blind Side?
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy that played Michael Orr, Quentin Aaron.
$50?
Nope. No, actually, he turned 41. So, I mean, you were close by 9, unlike other choices. And then, starting with tomorrow, we have the one and only Madonna. How old is she going to be tomorrow?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, well, my guess would have been like 92, but
I'm going to say 70.
Close. She's actually going to turn 67.
Okay.
So you were close.
Make me feel better now. Okay, good. Because we're like, here's Madonna. It's like, okay, I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah. And then we have Vanessa Carlton.
34.
So it says 34.
I'm going to say 36.
No. Vanessa Carlton is actually 45. I mean, you know who that is, right?
No. I don't think so.
And my mom's having issues sending her answers. So she's messaging me and she said that she thought Madonna was 69. So she was really close. And then we have Emily Robinson, who I don't like the fact that they changed the band name, but it used to be the Dixie Chicks, and now it's just called the Chicks. But one of the singers, Emily Robinson.
48.
47.
Actually, she's probably in her 50s by now. They were a 90s band, really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So probably 58.
No, she's actually turning 53. So, I mean, you were close with 58. But, and Mom did a question mark, so she didn't know. And then we have Mr. Evan himself from Evan Almighty, Steve Carell. I mean, of course, he was in other movies like Bruce Almighty, but yeah, Steve
He's also
Carell.
in The Office.
Yeah.
I want to say 60.
Close. You're getting close. Mom says 55. Nope, you're Chris is closer. But Steve Carell's actually turning 63. So he's older than I thought he was. I thought he was in his low 50s, but guess not. Then we have from Family Matters, if you ended up seeing that show,
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Reginald Vell Johnson, who was Carl Winslow. But Carl, oh wait, wrong Carl.
It's not Candy Mountain.
No, actually, that one is Llamas with Hats. Yeah, but Carl.
Jimmy Neutron? Just kidding. I don't know.
Well, you got to think, Family Matters was early 90s. Even Mom's questioning the
48.
Hey,
Okay.
he liked you for 48. No, he's actually turning 73. So he liked you for, saying that, he's younger. And then we have you seen Seventh Heaven?
Long time ago, but yeah.
Okay, so this guy was a firefighter on Seventh Heaven in the mid to later seasons. But George Stoltz. I know he played in other shows, but the only one I've seen him in is Seventh Heaven.
78.
Ouch.
I don't know.
George Stoltz. He played the fire. If you've seen Seventh Heaven, he played the firefighter, and his brother was the cop.
I've seen it, but I don't know.
All right. No, he's actually turning 50 tomorrow. Mom said 68. Mom, she even went out. She went out of the box there too. Then we have Bruce Willis's daughter, Rumor Willis. Poor Bruce Willis.
He's gonna die soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a sad thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as bad as Ozzy.
I don't know. That I don't know.
Just throw a number.
12.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't know.
I did tell you to throw a number. Mom is actually closer with 33.
Okay.
No, she's
Well,
turning,
it's
she's
been a
turning-
while. I mean,
she's turning 37.
Oh. okay.
I thought she was around my age.
Yeah. And then director. He directed Titanic, Terminator, Avatar, and the list goes on.
Which
James-
Avatar? I'm just kidding.
James Cameron.
Okay, that one.
58.
I was gonna say there's Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's Avatar the movies. And
Sarah said 68.
67.
You said 67.
Why you always gotta do that?
I don't know.
We are not on Prices Right here, okay?
$1 lower.
That's like going on Prices Right and then putting it at $1 over the highest person just so you could get it.
And let's see. Mom. she made a worse answer with 82.
Oh,
No, he's turning 71.
I was
So
closest.
so Sarah was closer. 8. Really, Mom? 82. And then we have Jace Robertson from Duck Dynasty. Again, didn't care for the show, but I know some people did. So I put this guy down.
It's because it's a very popular show.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Well, never cared for you.
40. I'm gonna say 50.
Oh, yeah. Close.
Okay.
So you're close on that one. Got an answer.
Jace Robinson?
Yeah.
42.
And then he's actually going to turn 56.
Oh wow.
So he's definitely older than I thought. Mom said question mark. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't have been able to guess it. Didn't care for the show. All right. And then we have a couple WWE wrestlers or former wrestlers at this point. But William Morrissey, known as Big Cass in WWE. And Mom, I know you know who I'm talking about. Big Cass and Enzo Amore.
He's also Big Bill in AEW.
Yeah, he's in AEW as Big Bill.
47.
He used to be Carmella's boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
No, not 47. And waiting a second here for. Anyway, she's throwing a number out. She said 45. No, she went 2 below you.
Did you want me to guess?
Yeah.
Who is it again?
He is William Morrissey. He went by Big Cass back in, what was it, 2015 or something like that? 2020, or maybe it was 15. But yeah, a former WWE wrestler.
Let's say 42.
You're closer. Actually, he's going to be turning 39. So, and Mom, I discussed his age with you one time and told you he's only, almost 2 years younger than me.
Oh, he's 38.
He's 38. He's turning 39. And then, of course, we have, from the former Hurt Business in WWE. Oh yeah, Mom's saying 38 now. But anyway, Cedric Alexander.
Who was it? Sorry.
Cedric Alexander from the Hurt Business.
What?
Oh, there was a group a few years ago that MVP and Bobby Lashley ran. It was the Hurt Business. And Cedric Alexander was one of them, and now he's in AEW.
No, he's in TNA.
Oh, is it TNA? I thought it was AEW.
Yeah.
Gosh, you don't even know. That's how long it's been.
I'm going to say he's 40. He's been wrestling for a while.
Mom says 44. You say 40.
I say 46.
And, well, actually, he's turning 36. So, and then,
Gosh, we make these people old.
I know. And then the last one for tomorrow, Kathy Lee Gifford. For those that have seen it, Regis and Kathy Lee.
I like Regis and Kelly better.
Uh, 60? I really don't know.
Well, she'd like you for that one.
Isn't she like 70 something? 71 or 72?
And Sarah says 72, and Sarah's right. So she's turning 72 tomorrow. So, and then I got a few for Sunday. I had to do it because of who they were. And Mom said 58. Yeah, you're being nice, Mom. But so everybody knows this guy, one and only Robert De Niro.
I don't know who that is.
Can you elaborate on this person?
Yeah, I really need to know. What did he play in? Was there anything important that I might have seen?
Meet the Parents.
No,
Oh, that one. Okay.
I don't like that Ben Stiller guy. Is that who was in that?
Yep. I know.
Robert De Niro.
Are you talking to me?
Jinxie Cat. 72.
Sarah says
75.
72. Chris says 75. Mom says 92.
92. I think I might be a little high, but
you're not. He's actually going to turn 82.
Oh, wow.
So, Mom, 92. Come on. And then we have I guess the New Kids on Block's back together, but New Kid on the Block.
You're talking crap about them.
I'm not. And Marky Mark's brother, Donnie Wahlberg.
56. I know I'm like way off. I'm not.
I want their answers now.
45.
What the heck? Another goggle just went off.
And Chris says 45. Mom says, oh no, that was still under Robert. No, actually, Sarah hit it on the head. Mom said 38. Yeah,
no. Mom. He wishes he was that young.
Yeah. No, Donnie Wahlberg is actually turning 56. So Sarah got it on that one. And then next person we have is Sean Penn. I don't remember what Sean Penn's been in, but I do know who he is and what his name is.
Didn't he play in? Oh, I can't even think of what he played in.
He's played Mystic River, I Am Sam, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Milk. Yeah.
I don't know, 60.
Well, that's being nice. Mom said 58. You want to take a guess?
72.
You're close.
He's right around the same age as. He's got to be right around the same age as some of the other guys that we've been talking about.
He's turning 65. So then, and have you seen Ghost Whisperer, Chris?
I have.
Maybe.
Well, this is the husband of Jennifer Love Hewitt, David Conrad.
Which one?
I completely forgot that there was two.
The blonde or the dark haired?
Dark hair.
So her first husband.
Yeah. The firefighter. Or the EMT. So how old is he?
52.
58.
And mom says 55. Chris hit it this time. Chris is right. Wow.
Oh my gosh, Chris got something right.
He's actually 58. And then the last one I have is Belinda Carlisle, who was the member of the Go-Go's, and then she had a few hit songs when she left the Go-Go's.
Oh. 55? I don't know. It could be lower.
You're being nice, and mom's being nice when she says 45. Want to give it a shot?
62.
Sarah's close. Actually, she is turning 67. So, but yeah. So those are the birthdays for this week, or I guess it would be this weekend. That's always fun to do. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So anyway, we're gonna move on to our last topic, 10 or less. First one we're gonna talk about is Danny Trejo movies. Danny Trejo is an amazing actor. I really like his acting. And he could play almost anything. But yeah, I really like his acting. Chris, go ahead and start us off if you got some list.
Okay. I have Machete, the first one. Con Air, Reindeer Games, Spy Kids, and Predators.
That's a good list. Sarah, you got one?
I remember him in a lot of movies, but for some reason I can't think of anything right now. I do like Machete. That was a pretty good one. And there's a couple like comedy ones that he did that I really like, but I can't think of any right now.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, he can pretty much play in almost anything.
They really typecast him, though.
They do, as a killer or a warrior or whatever. But anyway, mine, I'd have to say movies like The Devil's Rejects, and mom's gonna probably be, wait, what?
How dare you watch that movie?
Yeah. But anyway,
don't worry, Mom, I'll kick his butt for you.
But The Devil's Rejects, Delta Farce.
Delta Farce.
he was on there as the leader. Both of you said it. Machete. A good movie. Bullet.
Was it him that played in Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
I think so. And so I mean, like I said, great actor. I really like his style. I really like who, I mean, yeah, I kind of typecast him too as, a bloodthirsty killer kind of, fighter type person. But, he was even in The Crow, the second one. So, and Planet Terror. So, anyway, that's my list of Danny Trejo movies. And then we're moving right along to Meg Ryan. Sarah, would you like to start that?
You've Got Mail. And what is it? There's Something About Sally. Is that what the name of it is? Or Harry Met Sally, maybe. I don't know.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, I thought that was when she played it. Maybe not. Kate and Leopold was a good one. The Land of Women was a good one. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, and that's Sarah's list. How's yours, Chris?
All right, so I got When Mary Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. That one. When Mary Met Sally.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, Sleepless in Seattle.
You got Mel. And that's all I really got.
All right, and my list consists of The Doors with Val Kilmer in it. I've never seen Sleepless in Seattle, so can't really say that. And then I'm drawing a blank. City of Angels, You've Got Mail. And I mean that's pretty much all I've got for her. And then of course I also liked her in Top Gun. I didn't like the main actor because Tom Cruise is just too much for me. But I did enjoy Meg Ryan in it. So
because he's got little man syndrome.
He's got something. And then I threw in a little monkey wrench on the third topic. Usually we do like bands, music, whatever. I kind of change it up a little bit. Chris, 10 or less the states or countries you would like to visit someday.
Countries probably like somewhere in the United Kingdom. States, probably like Tennessee or Nashville. I know it's the same place, but maybe like Nashville or I don't really have a long list, I guess.
Sarah, is there some places you like to visit one day?
Anywhere but here.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good answer there. And I mean, my answer, well, besides anywhere but here, I'd like to visit Germany, all of Europe. I ever since being a teenager, I've wanted to visit all of Europe, Mexico, Canada. I want to visit go visit Texas. Yeah, and Chris actually lives there, so
Oh God, that means we'd have to meet him.
hey, Dallas Cowboys, yo. Go see a Dallas Cowboys game. But
I guess.
but I'd like to visit Florida. I like to visit New York City. And I guess I'd like to visit Louisiana, taking Mardi Gras. And I mean that's I guess that's pretty much mine. I can't think of any other countries I'd really want to visit because Russia would be a bad idea, and that general area. But Germany, Turkey, Sweden, all the Netherlands countries up there. So anyway, that's pretty much my list. And my mom was able to finally comment again on here, and she says she's a devil's reject. Well, yeah, but for a different reason. And then she ends up laughing. So anyway, I don't have anything else. Chris, you got anything?
I don't, but you did mention about the Cowboys. They're getting a documentary this week, this coming Tuesday, I think, on Netflix.
Oh wow, I'd have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope as football is about to start, let's go Cowboys. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just throw that out there.
But other than that, I don't have anything else.
Okay. So you got anything to add or?
No.
Okay. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and close this out. So Chris, go ahead and start closing this out.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. I'll be back next week for another edition of Entertainment Hour. Have a great week.
Thank you, and Sarah.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you. And I want to thank you, like everybody else, I want to thank you for everybody for watching, my mom for commenting. I know she was having issues with commenting a little bit ago. For some reason, the send button disappeared. So now I can see that she's able to comment again. She just said TTFN, which, yep, which is shortened for those that don't know, Ta-ta for now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, again, thank you everybody for watching, commenting. Like Chris said, we'll be back for another episode next week with whole new topics. I'm still playing around with some of these topics, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, everybody have a good night and a good weekend. We're out.